What's going on, y'all, you wonderful people out there? We got another video for you on metallics.
Part 2.
The thing that everybody has to use or whatever.
That's right.
Hobby.
That's right.
You don't have a choice.
So,
what did we do last time?
Yeah, so go back in time. Early in the week, we posted our little, one of our classic silly videos where we tested out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7?
7. It sounds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7.
7 different.
8 maybe? 7 or 8?
Dark metal base coats.
Yeah.
So to recap, we had.
Can you remember all of them?
AK Gunmetal, Vallejo Dark Gunmetal, Army Painter, whatever.
Gunmetal?
Gunmetal?
Yep.
That's Gunmetal.
It's Gunmetal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Iron Warriors?
Yeah.
Boiler Dark
Black, Boiler Black?
P3 Boiler Black.
Yeah.
Our Paroc Roll Dark Silver. And Speed Paint, Broadsword, something that we probably should have put over white.
Yes.
Okay.
User error.
So that's where we user error.
Yeah.
But happy accidents.
Yeah. So the goal now is, so I get that like 80% of people out there are probably, putting a base coat on, slamming a wash on, and mostly calling their metals done. Mm-hmm. But for those of you that are interested in what else can metals do, we kind of want to just explore how each of these brands can kind of give you different highlighting effects.
Yep. And
how easily, this is the big question I always have with metallics is, it's nice that they base coat, how do they function when you start to stretch out the pigments and try to do more blending kind of things with them, right? Mm-hmm. And that's a big test for metals because they are notoriously difficult to do that with.
It can be.
Yeah, because of the nature of the pigment.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to load up some colors for Jay here. I'm going to be the official loader today.
Use the paint loader. Okay, so
I'm gonna give you just a dose of each, just in case you want to do any mixing or whatever. But
there's going to be mixing.
Some of them you might not have to. I know Jay's going to mix anyways, but some of them might be close enough in color. Like these are not too far off, so you might not want to.
True.
But so we got Gunmetal and Natural Steel from AK. Two colors I've recently used on my Solar Auxiliary Army because they're nice cold metals.
Yeah. Yep. So here it's very much like how much you can load on the brush. Try not to get too much, I guess, and I might add a bit of that gunmetal, just a little bit to start, and we'll see how this blends here. Maybe I'll go a little brighter. Yeah,
a little punchy.
It's actually not as crazy of a jump as I thought it would be. It looks brighter on the palette. Mm-hmm. And then
that's what I liked about those two. I was just doing because basically my logic, at least with them, was, most of the time you're going to throw a shade over top of the first tone.
Yep.
So you actually don't necessarily want a huge jump in your highlight color because you're going to darken a little bit if you're going to do like a big pooling shade, unless you're doing spot shading. Like if you're going to dunk the shade on. You don't want too big of a jump to your next color.
So in general, it's always like just teasing as much of the paint. You probably, what I would ideally like is have more areas to do this on because I'm just doing a pad.
Right, because then you can't really,
Like I can let it dry longer before I
Yeah.
go, and I'll just kind of kill time with this strip. Sorry viewers,
Nice.
I'm gonna steal some of your
This is another common way to use them, right? Is to edge highlight essentially.
Yeah.
Like to bang out the edges on something, just kind of make it
some
pop or
edges.
whatever. That's nice.
But overall,
Blending okay.
pretty easy to use and forgiving. Just rinse
Is it
this brush.
fun?
Is it fun? Yeah.
Fun factor.
It is fun. I think it's fun. I'm gonna see. Can I load my brush here a little bit?
Kind of glaze
more?
a bit.
Let's see if I can. Will it glaze? Yeah. No. Sound effect budget.
The bobblehead's going. Dun, 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 dun. Our wives never call us unless we're doing a video.
Unless we're doing,
it's the phone's just lighting up.
It's lighting up. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, nice.
Pretty easy, pretty fast. What I would do is continue just popping a little more
True.
Like as that dries, just up in the where it's at its brightest, and it's glazing this darker color a little bit, just to feather the two together a little.
We don't need to glaze AK too much, okay? They get glazed enough.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice to use. Yeah. Can't go wrong. I like a little more contrast, so I probably also have some like black in here to just like.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you were just mixing the two colors together, absolutely. But I'm still operating under the assumption that like you're probably throwing a wash on in between or something like that for sure. Yeah. So up next we've got Gunmetal and Platemetal metal. So similar, kind of like they're pretty close together. Right here.
Is that what this is?
Yeah, these two guys here.
All right.
These two boys.
Okay.
And that's going over the front arm there.
I'm using one of my old crappy, already worn, a little bit worn Da Vinci's before you guys scream at me.
It's like he's using a Kolinsky brush for metallic paints.
I use Kolinsky brushes for everything. YOLO. Here and here. This. Okay.
It's all part of his scheme to like.
This
sell
is the
more
brighter
brushes.
tone here?
That's the brighter tone. You gotta trust it.
Army painter?
You gotta trust it.
Wow.
I'm
Well,
not hearing the trust.
it is thick right away. But you know what?
It is thick.
On the brighter color, you kind of want that.
They're kind of thicker body.
You need a bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, over here. I don't know if I'm gonna see as big of a jump. It doesn't really feel very big.
Look, we're using their triad system here. Okay,
This is their system.
This is their system. I didn't develop the system. They developed the system.
Well, they should do it again. Did we even notice a difference?
Yeah, it's there.
It's like very subtle.
I mean, I'm Mr. Soft Painter, so I'm seeing the difference.
You're like, this is a huge
like,
difference.
this is great. This is great.
Maybe after a
beautiful.
wash. Now, remember with Army Painter, the system is heavily predicated on
using
doing
their tones,
base coating, dark tone, and then throwing.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm gonna give them a little bit of it out here, but applies pretty nicely. Can't really complain there. At least I can tell the application is good, and like you can pull it pretty good. So if you wanted to like add more and keep adding, I'm starting to see it show a little now.
Yeah, it's showing.
It's actually quite nice color. So, but Payne's gray wash or something, and then this.
Oh yeah, you'd be there.
You'd be there.
I don't know where there is, but you'd be there.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it up right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Solid.
Nice.
Maybe even like it better than this.
Oh, well, that's a spicy turn. I didn't expect that. Jay's a big AK stan or whatever.
Stan.
So he's always standing for it.
Okay, what do we got
next? Let's go to our friends at Citadel.
The Citadels.
Now, my preemptive feeling about this, having used these paints quite a bit actually, is that I generally am not as big of a fan of the layer colors.
What do we got here? Rune
So
Fang?
I've got an Iron Breaker. I didn't want to go quite that bright.
Oh, okay.
Because we went a little darker with the other tones.
That's a big jump.
Yeah, it's a big jump. So I figured you'd be doing some mixing here.
That's a jump.
Yeah.
That was here somewhere.
Yeah. It's the back part of the barrel. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I gotta thin a little.
Keep in mind that stuff is pretty thin. That stuff is very thin.
Okay. Here.
Yep.
It's not bad. You probably have to do a few layers, but it's not bad.
I think like the thing to always remember about Citadel is it is designed with the beginner in mind, right? Like, so the whole layer system is made to be very forgiving. Like, the idea is you're putting this on top of something, whether you're dry brushing it or highlighting with it, and because of that concept, they essentially added like a little level of translucentness to the paint, right? So it tends to have a bit more medium to it, which is supposed to make it a bit more forgiving, right? Yeah. I mean, you're blending it. So.
It's blending pretty nicely. Yeah, I don't know.
Jay's a pretty good painter though, so keep that in mind. It's just like this is, yeah. No, it's nice. It looks nice.
I think it's because it's not as like creamy as the other ones. It does lend itself well to this kind of blending actually pretty well. It's right in the jar. Maybe it's the like Now, if you wanted a solid coat of this, like this is what we're talking
Well,
about.
no, it's
You
not,
know,
it's
like
not doing that.
it's pretty poop.
No, this is made
See?
to go on top of something.
See this? Like
Yeah.
this is like not.
That's poo poo bum bum right there. Yeah, you don't want to use that. Yeah.
So that's but for this little application here, where we just like feather these two together.
No, it's ideal.
Pretty
right?
solid.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
looks good.
Look at that good old rune fang. Sorry, Ironbreaker pulling through.
Ironbreaker.
A classic, apparently.
That's solid.
A classic.
I like it.
Yeah. Very cool.
That's how you use it.
That's how it's done. Let's take a trip to P3 into the future, where you can sometimes apparently buy these one day.
One day.
This one is quite dark.
This is the highlight to the boiler black.
You're going to be boiler black here, and then
what is this color called?
This is Platemetal, I think. No, cold steel. Sorry. So this should.
Oh, you just did boiler black.
This should be bluish, I would imagine, but
Okay.
to me, it's not reading as. This is a bit newer of a jar, so I apologize if it's
We need extra shaking.
even more shaking going on here.
Shake, 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 shake. People are like, "Why am I watching you shake?"
Because it's entertainment here. extra entertainment.
We've had comments
Okay.
being like, "You guys should do more of this prep work earlier." And I'm like, "Yeah, that would be great."
And prep work time is like running the hobby store or whatever.
That's
It's
what
like
I'm
that.
running the hobby
Yes,
store. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Nothing. Everything we do is no frills here, including this part.
So is that boiler black? Yeah, you got on the front there.
It's a bigger jump for sure.
Yeah.
It's actually very similar to the as we talked about the Iron Warriors to
Rune Fang?
Rune Fang.
Or sorry, Ironbreaker.
Ironbreaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually. Yeah,
Once again, it feels a bit thicker.
it is thicker. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, the color is pretty potent actually. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't take any blue. You don't want blue. Actually, it might actually make it cold steel if you add blue
If I
to
add
it.
blue
Yeah.
to it.
It looks good.
Yeah.
It's going on okay.
It's a little more potent.
Is it actually like?
Well, you can see now. Here's the thing again. If you put it,
I feel like this one would cover better.
this is going to
probably.
cover a lot better than
I mean, it's probably made to do that. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
way better than
Yeah, yeah.
the
Ironbreaker.
Ironbreaker.
Yeah.
Keep mixing up the names. Very similar. Looks nice. You'll have to thin it a bit more.
If you want it to blend or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it covers so well.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Very similar recipes though. Those two are almost identical.
Mm-hmm.
The Iron Warriors and the Ironbreaker versus Boiler Black and the Platemetal.
Yeah.
Cold Steel.
They do look very similar, actually.
It's like really, yeah. It's like they copy each other.
Da-da-da.
Sorry, I'm gonna just.
Jay's like, I'm having fun here.
This was bothering me that there was no undershadow for this. That looks better.
Up next, we have dark silver and silver. I figured those would pair well together since. Now, this is a massive jump, so have fun with that.
This is the Pro Acryl.
Yep.
Holy crap!
I gave you white and black. Now mix it.
Oh my god.
No.
Yeah.
Blend.
Yeah, because you can see straight out. Okay.
Oh boy. Yes.
It's gonna have to thin this. Now this is also like I guess not surprising because this is Pro Acryl's thing is opacity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's supposed to be kind of like. See, then it's like, is that gonna be not enough for them? Yeah, I'm gonna mix them together.
Yeah.
Or do a mix so we can have like a mid-tone here. This is like
Okay. Yeah.
okay.
You get it on the shoulder pad there, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to focus on the model. I think we've talked about this before. That sometimes the problem with this Pro-Acryl opacity is that it can make this kind of actually problematic.
Yeah. I have had that. Like they literally have their own like glaze medium,
Like I should be,
which is
yeah.
like used as their solution to this.
And
but,
then
like,
because I like thinned this and mixed it, it's like when it's raw, it's like perfect.
Mhm.
But now I've got to like
yeah,
it's not.
it's not blending as easy as the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the. Like I would be very happy with the dark silver as like my base coat, but I probably would not use the silver to. Like this is I recommend Pro-Acryl to people all the time if they're painting like the GW style, like base coat, shade, highlight, because like they're really good edge highlighting paints. They're really good base coat colors, but blending them together does require, like, I think you have to use the medium because like you just end up fighting them a lot. You get these like really hard distinct lines between the two.
Yeah, this is like labor.
Like you're really working here to try to blend it, yeah.
Like mixing on the fly.
Yeah, trying to wet blend it, yeah.
I don't even know if I got anywhere there. Oh, I guess that's the base coat. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
somewhere.
you did. You brought the color up. But like if you were just to use the silver as like an edge highlighting color,
Oh, sure.
it's like very sharp, right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
it would look really good. Like and let's be real, like most people using these metallics are gonna go, you know, base coat, shade, edge highlight, a couple edges, and then be done with their metallic, right? So very usable in that sense. I think the whole like can it blend is like a pretty fringe case within the painting community for people that do tabletop miniatures.
Yeah, it's.
But like we try to cover all.
I
the
would. This
bases.
would not be my preferable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like sequence, and even then, it actually doesn't cover like that well. It needs some like it has to be kind of like straight and teased and.
Like using it pure.
Yeah, I think so. It's bright though. It's really bright. Yeah. I need needs to dry. I'm tearing it and stuff.
Yeah, no,
it's
that's
not
fair. That's fair.
ideal.
It's a nice color.
Yeah,
It's very
it was
vibrant.
more painful than This was like
Yeah.
no. This was fine. This was easy. This
Yeah.
was like less.
You're fighting a little
The
bit
jump
more.
is really big.
Yeah.
Maybe they're missing a middle color.
I mean, I might have just missed it. Like
Yeah.
they probably do have one.
But
Yeah.
that's still a valid
Yeah.
test.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Last but not least, we have. Where do we put it on the palette?
It's over here.
Preload. Oh my god.
Yeah,
it's a,
yeah.
it's a nightmare.
Okay.
So this is like I don't know. This is necessarily a fair test because the thing with these colors, the metal colors from Vallejo, is they're super not meant to be used this way.
No.
Yeah, they are designed for the airbrush essentially, so they're pre-thinned. You can hear how thin they are or whatever.
It's
and
super thin.
This particular color we chose, chrome, is so bright.
Yeah.
However, we have found that they are incredibly good with the brush. If you put some on your palette, let it dry out a little bit, and then like use it sort of like a little bit more dried
Where
out.
did that dark gunmetal? Is this it?
I can just get some more stuff for you if you want.
No, that's not it. No.
Yeah, here. Just put some beside it for you. Yeah, so I've used the chrome a lot, especially as like my final highlight on a lot of stuff. It's just super nice and vibrant, and the pigment is really good. I've also used their gold a whole bunch on projects. I really like their gold. You can actually go back on our whole other YouTube channel. Maybe over a year ago, I did a little how to paint gold video on one of my Saurus warriors.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll repost that to this channel at some point.
Probably.
Yeah. So the nice thing about this is because it's so thin, you really can, like I found it, you can blend with it pretty well. Like it.
Yeah, you do have to like.
It is a
fan
battle though. Like you
have to kind of fan it
you
out.
do
a bit.
you do have to fight it a little bit, but. Like it doesn't feel easy while you're doing it, but the result is really nice. Usually,
Yeah.
That's the way I describe it.
It
Like
is- it is a little
it gives you a
more-
nice result, but you do fight it kind of the whole time or whatever. Just wanted to kind of sneak that one in as an option because, like,
And we found that you need to like put some on the palette and leave it for
yeah, that's what I'd suggest. Yeah,
5 minutes or whatever.
maybe longer even. Like we probably didn't even leave it long enough.
It's not bad. It's just the pigment in it is like still incredibly fine.
Yeah.
It's got like the finest. So if you can let it thicken a little, and it will. Just like some shadow here.
Careful, you're blocking the
Yeah.
thing while you paint.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, it looks really good. I mean, obviously, we also used, once again, 2 very extreme different colors there. Like, there are several in between colors in the Vallejo range for that. And I've used the regular Vallejo game color metallics that are brighter than this, and they work nicely as well. So if you're
What I like is like you
those.
really just don't need a lot. You can feather it together with things. And, like, it just like looks nice. Like really, it's like it can be super bright. It's obviously it's chrome.
Yeah, it's
so
chrome.
if you want that like mega shininess.
It's got a great finish to it too, right?
Finish is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't like because it's so bright. Even when you dull it with a dull coat, it still remains
Yeah, that's true.
very bright. So yeah,
Nice.
not too difficult.
Very shiny.
It just needs. You just have to go back and add some. Like
The dark tone back in.
just
Yeah.
needs, like,
Oh, yeah.
I try to like work it shape pin wash or whatever. So
Yeah.
fix some of the bits of that. But anyway,
Cool.
it's cool. Ooh.
Yeah. So what are your overall thoughts? You just got to run the gauntlet here with all these colors.
Yeah, good question. You know what? It's funny. It's like stuff. This is like a bit of like stuff I already knew. I just kind of like I got used to certain. So I'm like very used to the AK and this Vallejo recipe. I use those two like a lot for so many things. Especially like my city's army was like
Use a lot
so
of
much
the
this.
metals, right? In the
So
Vallejo
much of those two, the chrome and the dark gunmetal.
Yeah.
Just like having. I don't usually do it on my.
Yeah, your
finger.
horses are all those blended in
But I
between,
just have
right?
like
Yeah.
this like on my palette. I'm
Yeah.
constantly like working between there. But I was like one of those things where I hadn't like used the little Citadel like method in a long time, and I was like, oh, I actually like that a lot. I just haven't like I should probably like use that more often. I definitely don't use the army painter ones enough as I should. I definitely think I'll like borrow this, although I'll personally add more contrast myself. To that, whatever that was, the
Gunmetal and Platemetal.
gunmetal and Platemetal.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll use their gunmetal. Well, maybe I'll use their gunmetal, but I'll use something brighter than Platemetal if that's a thing.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
Or I'll use them, but I'll do more like washing,
Yeah.
like what we said. Pro Acryl, no thank you. I'm not touching that. Like I'll use the dark silver, I think, on lots of things.
Nice color. Yeah. If you're looking for like, to me, out of all the colors, it looks like black metal. If
I
you're
think
looking for
I do
replacement.
also think that this like you could probably airbrush this and it would look good.
Oh yeah, I mean, sure.
I think for the hand painting, I don't. It's like the opacity is too strong. Maybe it's probably user error. Like maybe I should be using the glaze medium or whatever.
I mean, yeah.
or the metal medium, like.
But like for most people, they're not gonna go straight to
Probably
the
not.
medium, right? So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like, how do these work out of the bottle?
The P3, I also liked how it felt. That's something I think when we invariably get the range, I'll probably do more like a lap, like paint like units of guys and really like go like feel it.
Yeah.
But these like little micro tests is like kind of not enough for me to like say yeah. Like,
Right.
But everything we've seen from P3 has been actually good, surprisingly good. So I think I'll probably like using them.
They've definitely earned a chance. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Pretty, I'm not that surprised. Like again, I find with the Pro Acryl to me is always the case of like a paint line where there's like various paints, like the Payne's Gray Wash. There's a light bronze. There's like certain colors that I use actually a lot. Like I like them a lot, and because the color is good and whatever it covers, etc. But like whatever system they have, I find I personally don't adhere to it very much. I'm kind of like I don't like
That's actually, I mean,
maybe because they don't have a really strict BSL or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Base shade, layer, highlight, like kind of thing scheme built into their range. Their whole thing is like so driven towards opacity and whatever. They have some phenomenal colors, like especially when they get into their like influencer artist series. They got like all kinds of colors that you're like you would normally be mixing, and these artists love reaching for, and and so it's good for that. So I think we try and tell people there's like all these paint ranges have like just things that they do
really well,
and that's why my paint box is like a mix of everything. It's a complete like mosaic, right?
I think the cool thing about going back to something like this is like we both get like locked in on certain things we just kind of get used to using. And then going back and like looking at and trying all these things again reminds you of just like, oh yeah, no, there are other good options that I don't even try or use very often. No, I should probably take a look at that.
Yes.
You get so like stuck with how you like it,
You do,
or just you do. Especially metals are just one of those things where you find a recipe that's like pretty good, and you just kind of use it on everything. And maybe we should be less, a bit more interesting than that. In general,
Yeah.
Take some chances out there, people.
Take some chances.
Try some different metals. Obviously, like you get just watching these 2 videos, a lot of variation in terms of like the tone and stuff like that, right? So from using these different colors. So what do you guys think? What's your favorite metal recipe? Did we miss something? Is there something we'd still like to see? Let us know in the comments. We try to read those, and if you want to engage us a little bit more about these types of videos and kind of encourage us to do certain things, check out our Patreon where you can send us direct messages and we can have more of a chat on there about that sort of thing. You can become a member. You can also check out our Lords of War Games and Hobbies channel where we talk about industry stuff and running a hobby store. So we want to thank you for watching and see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.